Hi everyone, it's that time of the month again. My stomach hurts and I barely slept, but it's time to recap another 2020 Democratic primary debate. Woohoo!
How do you answer top economists who say taxes of this magnitude would stifle growth and investment?
Oh, they're just wrong.
Of course, the debate began with addressing the most serious issue affecting our great country today.
The most deserving cat will be reborn into another life.
Dear God, no! Oh, why do they have boobs? Oh, no, not cats. I meant the impeachment of Donald Trump. Yay!
Let me remind everyone that I'm the person who started the need to impeach movement over 2 years ago.
No, Tom, you get out of here. No. Okay, fine. Tom Steyer is a good guy, but I'm not giving him any more time. Unless he wants to pay me, in which case my Venmo's at LucasTim. Anyways, most of the candidates addressed impeachment through their own special campaign lens. For instance, Warren talked about ending corruption, while Biden talked about restoring the soul in America. But not Amy Klobuchar. She addressed exactly what Trump is doing right now. That girl who likes to remind everyone that she's from the Midwest had a great night last night. So for the intern who cleans the comb that Amy eats her dinner with, this one's for you.
As we face his trial in the Senate, if the president claims that he is so innocent, then why doesn't he have all the president's men testify? Richard Nixon had his top people testify.
Senator Klobuchar also not so subtly made the argument why she should be the moderate alternative to Biden and not Mayor Pete. Yep, it was time for the toy soldier who came to life to be in the line of fire. He is leading in Iowa after all. Amy attacked Pete in his lack of experience, reminding everyone that he lost by 20 points when he ran for statewide office in Indiana. Snap. And also Elizabeth Warren attacked him on #WineCave.
The mayor just recently had a fundraiser that was held in a wine cave full of crystals and served $900 a bottle wine. Think about who comes to that. He had promised that every fundraiser he would do would be open door, but this one was closed door. We made the decision many years ago that rich people in smoke-filled rooms would not pick the next president of the United States. Billionaires in wine caves should not pick the next president of the United States.
Mr. Mayor,
Pete came back at Warren by basically calling her a hypocrite since she herself is a millionaire who once took money from big donors. But Warren insisted that her time is not for sale. And also, Pete, you're like 12 years old. Of course you're the poorest person on that stage. And Warren's right, billionaires in wine caves shouldn't buy our elections. But I ain't running for president, so lock me in that wine cave because I'm thirsty. The shadiest moment of the night came from President Obama through a moderator who asked the candidates their opinions on Obama's recent comments that women should lead and many of the world's problems stem from old men not getting out of the way. Girl, that is a read. Grandpa Bernie humorously disagreed, while Grandpa Joe insisted Obama wasn't talking about him. Warren, who's also in her 70s, had this to say.
Senator Warren, you would be the oldest president ever inaugurated. I'd like you to weigh in as well.
I'd also be the youngest woman ever inaugurated.
Many agreed that was the line of the night, and I loved it. But I heard it before.
Well, I think it's very important, but the way I look at it is I would be the youngest woman ever elected president of the United States.
I do not think Warren purposely copied Hillary. Great minds think alike. Hey, maybe next time Warren will use Hillary's trumped-up trickle-down economics line. That was great too, right? Right? No?
And then Mrs.
To be honest, the grandpas did really well last night. Joe Biden spoke with distinction and clarity on dealing with Republicans who've attacked him more than anyone during this campaign, and on foreign policy, especially when addressing during the Obama administration he opposed the troop surge in Afghanistan. Bernie Sanders had a kind of awkward exchange with the moderator when he diverted a question about diversity to climate change, but then made the point that climate change disproportionately affects people of color. Bernie Sanders also had this to say when addressing the need for free public college for all.
One of the crises in America today is people are sick and tired of filling out forms.
When Bernie's right, he's right. But like bingo night at the retirement community my grandma lives in, things got tense.
Covered. Hey, put your hand down for a second, Bernie, okay?
Just waving to you, Joe.
I know.
Saying hello.
I know.
On Real Housewives, when someone says, "Get your hand out of my face," that is literally one step before a wig gets snatched. Whew. Then things got really tense over healthcare.
Tell me, you're going to add 84% more, and there's not going to be higher taxes? At least before he was honest about it.
Oh, Joe.
It's going to increase personal taxes. They're going to be...
That's right. We are going to increase personal taxes.
Okay.
But we're eliminating premiums. We're eliminating co-payments. We're eliminating deductibles. We're eliminating all out-of-pocket expenses. And no family in America will spend more than $200 a year on prescription drugs.
Okay.
Sadly, the debate was as white as Taylor Swift concert, since Kamala Harris, who qualified for the debate, dropped out of the campaign, and other candidates of color didn't make the cut. Andrew Yang said it was an honor and a disappointment to be the lone person of color on the stage, and reminded all of us about the inequalities that still exist in America.
I grew up the son of immigrants, and I had many racial epithets used against me as a kid. But Black and Latinos have something much more powerful working against them than words. They have numbers. The average net worth of a Black household is only 10% that of a white household. For Latinos, it's 12%. If you're a Black woman, you're 320% more likely to die from complications in childbirth. These are the numbers that define race in our country.
Andrew Yang gave a very personal answer when discussing the rights and support people with disabilities deserve, mentioning his son, who has special needs. Elizabeth Warren promised to combat the growing epidemic of violence against trans people in this country with policy, and by promising, as president, she will read from the Rose Garden all the names of the trans women of color who have died. Which reminds me, J.K. Rowling, stupefy you ignorant ass. Stupefy you, stupefy. I got so angry. The last question of the debate was kind of strange. Basically, candidates were asked if they wanted to ask for forgiveness or offer a gift. We could have used the time to talk about gun violence, but whatever, let Andrew Yang promote his book. Actually, I respect the hustle. Fortunately, the only two candidates asked for forgiveness were the women, but Elizabeth Warren gave the most job interviewee answer when she said she just gets so passionate about things she cares about. TBH, I've used that before. Biden reminded Warren that she's not the only one to take selfies, but also took the time to say how he comforts people dealing with loss and mentors young people who struggle with stuttering. It was actually a very powerful moment that was ruined by former White House press secretary and real-life Miss Trunchbull, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, on Twitter, who mocked Biden. She later apologized after Biden responded, but still. The next debate's in January, only a few weeks before voting finally starts. Dear God, this primary is going on forever. If you need me, I'll be in the wine cave. And one more thing. May the force be with you.